Hey, New Jersey. I just watched the entire final gubernatorial debate, so you didn't have to. Pull up a blanket and your emotional support croissant. Let's get into it.
Cost of education has to do with healthcare.
Yeah.
Well,
I came into debate night a little bit late, so we're starting with healthcare and Ras Baraka.
healthcare system in America is broken, and the one in New Jersey is broken as well. Insurance companies and hospitals make deals. There's no transparency between that. You go get the same procedure at two different hospitals, and it'll be wildly different costs based on the negotiation that they made.
What does Mikey Sherrill have to say?
We're going to make sure we have more competition in the market. Also making sure that we have an independent auditor over state health benefits plan to make sure that those that the money that we get back goes back into the municipalities. Really take on the pharmacy benefit managers. These are a group that most people don't even know about that can be responsible for raising drug prices.
She's right. I had no idea what a pharmacy benefit manager was, or how they do drive up costs. Steve Sweeney was getting a little testy about this.
Mikey, I got to tell you, I know all about PBMs. I passed the first reverse auction bill in the nation. Saved the state $500 million a year. That's how much we were getting ripped off. That's why you got to hold their feet to the fire. And reverse auction is simply an eBay. So we have to continue to create a system that checks the cost.
I really do appreciate how Steve Sweeney is always talking about the legislation that either he introduced, supported, or passed. Time to hear from Josh for Jersey and a little more Ras Baraka.
The state doesn't really negotiate the way it should, and therefore it overpays for health care. You look at other states that get better care for their employees or their retirees. We overpay. We have all this bureaucracy, and then you have all these towns, and many of them are actually negotiating their own health insurance for their workers. So it's not all pooled. So instead of buying in bulk, as I said, we pay Wawa prices instead of Costco prices.
You guys, do they have beef that I didn't realize? Anyway, let's hear from our final candidate, Steve Phillip, who clearly has a personal beef with Horizon, because every time I hear him speak about anything remotely related to healthcare, it is always a dig on Horizon. And upon further research, he's not wrong.
The current system is unsustainable because teachers after Chapter 78 are paying an exorbitant amount of their salaries towards healthcare. And the way to solve that is addressing Horizon directly. Horizon has an absolute monopoly on healthcare in New Jersey, and that's directly tied to the political system here in New Jersey.
So if I'm hearing all of this correctly, it seems like most of the candidates seem to think that fixing the healthcare system here in New Jersey starts with competition, ensuring no one company monopolizes doctors' offices and hospitals. Find out what our candidates have to say about the federal government and education here in New Jersey in my next highlights video.